And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Hello, we are The Metal Experience, and I am toasting with a glass of sangria to you.
Sangria.
I didn't probably say that right because this is making me buzz, but
Sangria.
this is The Metal Experience from Fitz's Spirit Keys in Elmhurst. I am Morgan Danielle.
Hold on. You just toasted with a piece of pizza.
On a plate.
Nice.
On a plate.
Nice.
It's got one pepperoni
Best intro
on it.
ever.
Dinner plate
That was-
toast.
Best toast ever.
That was the
Dinner
best
plate
toast.
With Luco Stashless Blaze.
Yep. It's gone.
And Joey Gasoline Dick, and our webmaster Greg, who is somewhere in the background, with our friend Charlie, and our parents are here, which is crazy. And then we've got our special guest of the night, Our Day's End,
And
is
everyone.
finally joining us.
Yo, what
after
up?
reschedule, we finally have the band in flesh right here, right now.
All right.
Our Day's End. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you guys do in the band?
I'm Chris Abran. I'm the bassist.
Pat McClenahan, vocalist.
I'm Joe Gatz. I'm the drummer.
I'm Chris Galindo, and
And you are loud as fuck.
I am loud. And I'm the lead guitar
Whoa.
player.
Way to
So-
blow up my speakers, bro.
All right.
God damn it.
So, guitar players are always
Turn it up. Guitar player,
down.
let's go.
Turned down for what?
Hey, some people are afraid to speak. I like how all you guys are loud. There's always somebody that seems to be the quiet one in the band, and I'm guessing he's not here tonight for you guys because you guys are missing a member, right? Is he the silent member?
No, everyone's
No,
here.
you're it.
Morgan?
This
Didn't
is
you used to be a five-piece?
No.
Way
No?
back in
We
the day.
Maybe
were,
I saw a
but
ghost in your
We've been
picture.
trying for a while, but
Damn it.
we've tried for a while,
Fail.
but it hasn't just been working out too well. So we're still trying out different people and all that. So
So what member are you looking for potentially?
rhythm guitar player.
Rhythm guitar
Very
players.
important.
Our Day's End needs you.
Yes, it is.
Check
Very
them
important.
out.
Rhythm guitar.
It would have been cool if you're like,
Very important.
we're looking
No,
for a
no.
third bassist.
We need you. We need you right
We
now.
need a sixth.
Three bass.
We need
Uncle
a fourth,
Sam wants to put you in this band.
We need a fourth drummer.
Dude.
Not a forklift.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about Our Day's End. Where did you guys originate? How long have you been a band? And where'd you meet?
That's on you.
Well, I guess that really depends on. It really relies on me and Joe. We've been starting this band since we were in high school, for the most part.
What, junior, sophomore, or senior?
Senior year for the most part, and then we just kind of were messing around with it. We've gone through a lot of different member changes between then, and we probably started taking it to shows probably about 3 or 4 years ago when Pat started joining the band. He really pushed shows. We were really just kind of like jamming out,
So, like,
not
alright.
really trying to do that kind of stuff.
Play shows.
But yeah, and then we started doing shows, and now 3 years later we're here, and we made some changes here and there, but it's always for the better,
We used
So.
to be a five-piece, 2 guitars, bass, drum, singer, but now we're a four-piece. We just keep it with the four-piece.
Yeah.
At the moment, so
4-piece.
4-piece.
Only for the moment.
We do have somebody that we're working with right now. We don't want to say any other names or anything like that because he's still learning some of the songs. I mean, he hasn't played a show with us yet, but
But he's a cool dude.
time-sensitive information.
kind of sensitive information. It's just we want to make sure that's done right. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that everything's fully set. We've already pulled the trigger a couple times, calling this guy a rhythm guitar player, and then it's not working out. So we want to make sure that it's set in stone before anything works out.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Now, what about the name Our Day's End? How did you guys determine that as your pick?
That was more of a Joe thing.
Honestly, back in the day when it was the original lineup with all 5 members, we all got together and tried to figure out a name over time, and eventually I came up with the name in English class one day at school. I was just sitting there writing down random names, and I just thought, like, I don't know, something about Our Day's End rang a bell because it has the initials ODE, and that can kind of be used as like a chant at live shows. We've had it before, people, ODE. So, that's pretty fucking cool, man. It's like a little thing. It's not just a name, but it can be used as something else, too, in the whole music retrospect. So that always kept it interesting. It was just something that popped in my head and stuck with it ever since.
And now, what were some of the worst ones you came up with?
I don't know. We didn't really have any. We just stuck with one name.
It's kind of just like you said it, and then I was like,
I mean, I wrote down
Sounds
some
good.
random shit on a piece of paper once, and I don't know.
I think at the
Do you
time.
remember what else I wrote? But I do remember like Our Day's End sticking.
We weren't really too determined what our name was. It was
Yeah,
more
we were just like, hey, you guys want to jam? Let's jam. Yeah. And then we were like, oh, dude, if we want to do a show, we might want to come up with a name. And at that point, we're like, yeah, dude, what are we gonna be called?
Now here's a trick question. What were you learning about in English class that you were writing down all the names?
I wasn't learning shit. I was getting ready to leave that motherfucker because I was gonna go skate around Joliet and keep on going. So it was just like one of those things that where, at that point in school, I was just more interested in my music. Because that was when we all started to get really deep into it, between me and Galindo and the old members. Like we just kind of hit a point where we're like, that's what we want to do. That's what we feel. It's music.
So then, how long has this group been together as Our Day?
Well,
Our Day?
we just replaced. We had Drew Richardson was our first bass player, and he's in the Navy now. Much respect to him, but
Absolutely.
Thank you, my friend.
Join the
shout out to
Navy.
Drew.
This is also his last year of deployment too.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be back
He's
soon.
coming home.
He'll be back soon. And then we had our buddy Brian Craven. He was replacing Drew at the time, and because of work schedules, we got Chris Abrant. So thank God Chris Abrant was able to help us because I can't play bass. Someone's got to do
Obviously.
it, right?
Yeah.
And we went from there. So we have, Chris has been in the band for about 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, I was to say that.
Pat
about
has
4 or
been
5
with
months.
us. Pat replaced Adam Pleasy. Adam Pleasy was our original singer.
I was actually literally dropped on their doorstep.
Yeah, Adam brought Pat. So
Were you swaddled in a blanket,
A little
crying
bit.
with a
I've
bottle?
heard some stories.
If I was that small enough and not as fat and not as fat as I am, then yes, I would have been.
It was almost like we found him underneath the bridge. You
Gotta pay the troll toll.
Like, hey, you look pretty cool. You're a bigger guy. You probably got bigger vocals. Come on.
He's gonna
in.
go more with a
You know?
Viking. Look at that beard, man.
Yeah,
it's
Did you
it's
see
healthy.
that massive helmet with
At
the
the
horns
time, he didn't
and
have
the
that
gauntlet?
beard. He
Come
was a
on.
very,
At the time, I didn't have the
good-looking
beard.
young fella.
A very cheeky fellow.
Very cheeky.
that little baby.
He had a baby face.
Now, in the time that you guys have been a band, you've played some pretty decent-sized shows. You've opened up for some awesome national acts. What has been some of the highlights that you have considered in your...
Dark Tranquility and Insomnium, hands down.
That was a sick show. I will hand it to you.
It was a lot
That
of
was pretty
experience.
awesome.
Were you
The
there?
local bands were better than Dark Tranquility and Insomnium because they played almost exactly how they did the year before.
True that.
Yeah.
That was probably our best show. The exposure was great, playing in front of all those people. A full packed Mojo's house. That was
And then for me, it's like those are two bands that I've been heavily listening to ever since my senior year of high school. So they'll with all due respect, guys, you guys will never be on the same level as Hype and how great that night was for me. As
You were
as it
crying,
was.
if I remembered. You had tears
Yes.
dripping down your face.
You are absolutely
You
right.
kept hugging everybody.
remember that ever happening.
You don't remember? He was the biggest baby in the crowd that night. He
I
was
was.
just bawling.
I was, and sometimes I would huddle myself in a corner
Yeah.
and just cry myself to sleep.
I had to talk him out of it. I'd be like, Pat, get your head on straight. You're going to perform.
It's okay.
It's okay. You got this.
Oh, I was talking about afterwards, but yeah, obviously.
That too. I just remembered before. We're like, oh my god. No, that was awesome. Very, very good show. But besides that, you guys have also had an opportunity to play with other national acts too. Recently, you've jumped on a few shows last minute too.
Yeah, we last minute show we had was with Cryptopsy,
that was fun.
Arimha, Soreption. Honestly, I don't remember some of the other bands that were on that list. Otherwise,
We played with Beyond Creation too. That was amazing.
We weren't on that show. We were
Oh,
not.
that
on
was a
it.
different show.
That was
That
the
was
one with
not us.
Abiotic. The
Yeah,
other one.
we did Abiotic too.
We
We
did
also
Abiotic
we
once.
did Absu,
Absu.
a couple of years ago.
And Beyond
we did
Creation.
Yeah.
Beyond
that was
Beyond
Creation.
Creation.
That was amazing.
And the bassist just blew up everyone's
Yeah,
face
it
with
was
his
just
Oh my god.
fretless finger.
He's good for
What
a
show was
newbie. I was
It was
gazing.
at Bada Brew.
It was at Bada Brew. It
The one with-
was March 28th, I believe.
Beyond Creation's got the bassist, and it's a fretless bass, and he's all fingers, and it is just
And
Were
it's
we at that
insane.
show?
It's a
Or am
six-string
I?
bass.
I don't think you were.
I would remember
How
if
do you
we
know
were,
this?
because I know who Beyond Creation is.
I thought
Wait
you
a
were
minute.
talking
Who
about when you
doesn't?
were actually
They're from
there,
Canada,
and I
eh?
was
Who
like, I
doesn't?
don't remember
It's-
this.
It's
Canadian.
They're a great show. They have to be a great show every single time. I'm huge
Very
fans.
talented musicians.
Woo.
That's for
That's our bartender Mary. She's awesome.
Anyone need,
Bartender Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
anyone need a refill?
Anybody? You guys need anything? You can ask her. She'll She'll get you guys.
Top me off, will
That's
you?
it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, besides that, you guys have been in the process of recording recently.
Yes.
So how
Definitely.
far along are you guys in that process?
We're about to jump back into it. With work schedules, it's kind of hard, so we're pretty much at a point now where we're going to have a lot of time available, and that's what we're going to go back to the Nook in New Lenox,
Woo.
right?
The Nook,
Yeah.
Nick
Yeah,
with the Nook.
Nick, he's
sure we
awesome.
already-
The guy's
Nick from
amazing.
the
Amazing.
We've
We're,
only
He is.
recorded there one song, but we all learned a lot
Yeah.
in that one period of time. It was pretty cool, man. He's a really good guy. He knows what he's doing, and that's where we're going to go to continue the recording. We just haven't had the availability to do it yet.
How many tracks are you hoping to get done?
At least like 4 or 5.
we're looking to put out an EP, 4 or 5 songs,
Yeah,
probably some of our
at least.
newer ones that we haven't even really played live yet. We're trying to keep those kind of under wraps for right now.
Over
Top
time,
secret
uh,
songs.
over time, we went through.
Somebody just spilled something. What are you guys doing over there?
But no, they're not really that top secret.
Hank
but,
Hill just got here.
You know,
Oh, jeez.
we just want to make sure we have everything tight, and we're next time we come out with the EP, make sure we have shirts and all that other stuff. You know, do it all again.
Now
Do you
we,
have a deadline for that, you're thinking?
No,
Not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment, but we're looking for at least after winter or during winter. During winter is
Yeah.
kind of going to be like our hibernation time to gather everything, write some songs, different songs up, go to the studio, and just kind of like do our thing.
Nice.
So what we gotta do?
So right around winter, that should be our EP deal out.
Well, I mean, that's what we're hoping. It's really hard to do shows around here as far as Chicago-wise and doing all that, especially with the winter coming along.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
of
just,
course.
we've done it before a couple times where we do a couple shows here and there in December and January. And it's just really tough getting out there, especially on the cars and just equipment in general. Things mess up all the time. Things are cold.
Yep.
Things aren't supposed to be cold. So,
Things don't
You know, things
sucks.
don't work. So, yeah, exactly. Pretty much cold sucks for equipment. So we're just looking to get into the studio, trying to release these songs, and then coming out, you know, as soon as winter stops, all that other stuff comes out.
Nice.
and you guys brought a couple of songs with you tonight. Where were those recorded? You said the Nook also.
Yeah, one was at the Nook. The Reaper Cometh was recorded at the Nook, and
Experimental was done by one of our friends, Spencer. I cannot, for the love of God, remember his last
I can't
name.
remember his last name. He was a cool
Sorry,
dude.
sorry, Spence. We love you, man. But right now, like your
He'll know-
last
he'll
name
know
is
who
just
he is.
escaping
It's
our
Logan.
minds.
It's Spencer Logan.
Spencer Logan.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
thought it was a Logan.
Two first
He,
names.
he came over to my house actually where we jam, and we have a basement set up where we, practice. And he just came with his equipment and recorded us there on the spot. So that was pretty cool. And he did it for free for the first recording.
That's always a plus.
so that was,
there you go.
a nice
Yeah, it
little
was
thing.
really, he was really good, really easygoing to work with. So if anybody ever needs anything done with him, go ahead and do it.
Spencer Logan.
Spencer Logan.
You are the person to
Logan.
contact.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and
let's
let's
play
hear it.
let's play the song that Spencer recorded for
What'd
you
you
guys.
said?
That one
Yeah,
is
that would be
Experimental Profit.
Experimental
Experimental
Prophet.
Prophet.
By
Cue it up,
Our
Joe.
Days End.
So that's probably one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
When the weather's dry, this is Dave on the Metal Experience, and I play drums in the band Alethea. And not only do we make orgasms out of your ears, we make good friends too. I'm gonna introduce you to my bandmates right over here. I'm Jake.
I'm Jake.
I'm Zach. And that's the sound of you coming.
And we're back with the Metal Experience.
Totally.
We're back.
Totally. Oh my god.
I'm Morgan Danielle.
Gone.
Totally gone with the sangria.
Gone with the wind.
Gone with the wind.
Gone with the
And
sangria.
who are you, sir?
I'm a guy. I
He's a
have
guy.
a name.
I'm a guy at the end of a microphone.
My name is Joey Gasoline Dick.
That's my name. That is me.
I'm Luco Blaze. Let me tell you a little backstory.
My name's Jim.
Wait,
I used
backstory?
I used to
My
work.
name's Jim.
I used to work with Joe, and he came back from lunch one day, and he's like, "Dude, I got fucking gas all over my pants, and it's like burning my dick." And I'm like, immediately, I went into my phone and changed his name to Joey Gasoline Dick. And
Well,
it stuck.
if you want to continue, like the very next thing you said, maybe you should like put something on
So
it
we-
to kind
we
of like
Febrezed
douse
it.
it. So he like dumps a fucking thing of like Febreze and then 409 and then
That might have been a chemical reaction that could have started him on fire.
I wasn't
Chemical
touching
X.
anything. I just sprayed.
You might have gotten hot pants.
I can still I still am not able to grow hair in that area. So
He had to go home and
that's
change. He
rough.
smelled so. Oh man,
That's
the
not
gas
what she
smell.
said.
That's actually he just pooped his pants, and
That's
we
ridiculous.
worked the rest of the day. It was no problem.
Who doesn't poop their
All right.
pants?
right.
Well, that was an interesting story, but we
Gotta
are not
poop your
here for that
pants.
story. We are here
You
because our
excessively
day's end has joined us at Fitz's Spirit Keys in Elmhurst tonight, and we just heard an awesome track from them, and it was called Lugo.
Experimental.
Yes.
Profit.
Quite so.
And tell us, guys, what is that song about?
Oh, this is something that they actually wanted to avoid.
No,
This is a question they really wanted to avoid.
Give us the vaguest answer
There's
ever.
no avoiding
There you go.
anything here.
There
Everything
you go.
comes out in the open,
Alright.
and you're going to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
All right, straight up honesty.
Yes.
This is about.
I don't have a Bible for you to swear on.
This is basically it's nothing but turning Jesus into Dr. Frankenstein's monster. That's pretty much what it is. It's basically Dr. Frankenstein's story, but replace Frankenstein's monster with Jesus. There you go.
Dr.
There we
Jesus
go.
Stein.
Perfect.
There we go.
So essentially,
Perfect.
according to Pat, it's reanimating the body of Christ and killing it again, right?
Yes. After he finds
Is
I got the
That's what he told me once.
Well, I
so-
got the idea after seeing
Apparently.
Mayhem back with Keep of Kalessin, Hates, and Abigail Williams
This is
back
the
at
most perfect
Reggie's
explanation
in
for why our moms are here.
Like Dr.
back in
Jesus
2000
Stein.
back in like 2011 I think it was, and like I saw that cute.
Nice.
I saw that one of the singers that Mayhem's singers Attila, that's his name, his microphone was a crucifix but with like 6 arms, kind of basically turning Jesus into some form of like a Machamp, if you will.
A Machamp. That is the best thing that you can
like a
just get.
Pokemon?
A Machamp.
Yes,
That
yes.
is the
For
best
those
thing
that
you
don't
could
know
have
what
came up
Machamp
with.
is, it's a
It's a
Pokemon.
Machamp.
Yes,
Six
yes,
arms.
It
that's
is
what
the third evolution of
Machop.
Machop.
And yes,
Oh,
yes,
Machop.
yes, that is one of the 3
That part is
major
correct.
franchises video game franchises that I geek out about.
High
Shut up.
five. Boom.
It's there. It's there.
It's there. The love is there for Pokemon.
Exactly.
I love it. That was the perfect explanation. I'm glad my moms were able to hear that.
Perfect
Something along
explanation of
those
Jesus.
lines.
He added Pokemon at the very end, so that's all that
Yeah,
really matters.
yeah.
He
Pokemon-
tied it somehow
Pokemon,
with
Jesus, and
I have no
Frankenstein
idea
all
how
in
he did
one
that.
is
I have
Pokemon
no
Jesus
idea how
Stein.
he did that.
perfect
Yes, I love
combination
it.
of
No
a
idea.
conversation ever.
It's
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about how your writing process is. What do you find to be the hardest part of it, and what is the easiest for you guys when working together? He wants pizza.
He wants
Look it up.
That's how he writes. He needs
He's
pizza.
trying to
So-
whisper.
Usually
As we
Galindo,
record her.
Galindo comes up with the riff, and
Glinda?
this guy.
Glinda the Good?
The
Yeah,
brown,
Galindo.
The brown Chris. We got the white Chris, which is Abraham, and we got the brown Chris, which is Galindo. No racial terms included there. But
Too late. It already
honestly,
happened.
That was pretty racist.
Galindo will play a riff, and we'll jam, and me and him will jam. We'll figure something out. We'll find like, hey, what do you want to do? Should I speed up? Should I slow down? I want to go like this, like that, break down, blast beat. What the fuck are we doing? And then we figure it out from there. We just kind of, he writes a riff, I play something to it, A. Brant jumps in, Pat writes lyrics to it. It's all kind of on the spot, really. I mean, we don't actually write our music out. We don't, we don't tab it out
More
or
like
anything.
a feeling, I guess.
Yeah, we kind of play off of improv/feeling, and we just kind of hold that and remember it, and repeat it from there, adjust it over time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, along those lines.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. It's like we don't actually write our stuff down or anything like that, but we practice different riffs over and over, and they become songs. And
basically, you say we like Lil Wayne it. That's basically, apparently that's what he does.
I'm just gonna finish my pizza.
And what helps you write lyrics, Pat?
Yeah, Pat.
Oh,
That's a great question, Pat. What does help you?
What does? Pokemon?
Yeah. Yes, that is exactly it. No, actually,
Probably part of
honestly,
it.
like I'll just try and come up with something like something in my head, and then if Experimental Prophet. I was just sitting in my psych class one day, and I just decided, what would be cool if I wrote a song about using Jesus as Frankenstein's monster. So I wrote it to like that, and then I also got like the song stylings of like Cattle Decapitation, Behemoth, and basically just black metal stylings in general, just popping up into my head as I was writing it. So I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in my psych class. I was just writing down how that song went.
Nice. Sorry.
So
I've got a buzz going, and I lost a train of thought for a second. It's really strong. It's really strong when you get to the middle of it, and it's been sitting there, and it's
a couple of drinks, Randy.
Yeah. I'm not a big drinker,
anointed
guys.
in the liquor.
He's
been anointed in liquor.
Oh my god. Was that a Trailer Boys part?
Oh, I don't know.
Did I even say that? Is it Trailer part? Bubbles? Whatever his freaking name is.
Hold on, Morgan, stop.
Oh, Julian, I'm freaking out over here.
Dude. That was a
I'm
perfect
freaking out
impression.
over here, Julian. I'm got the buzz going. You
You
guys gotta steal You guys gotta be stealing the meat already, and they're gonna catch you over here. Fucking goddamn Sam Squamch.
Not fucking rocket tools, boys.
Rocket appliances.
Yeah, rocket appliances.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness! You could just do that the whole entire show. I'm good.
All right.
Speaking of impressions, Pat does a great Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls impression.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I told them he needed to be ready.
From Trailer Park.
Yeah,
From
this
Trailer
is
Park
Bubbles.
Bubbles to Power Girls.
Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
There's multiple.
That was a
Bubbles?
perfect transition, right? Bubbles and Bubbles. Come on.
Unfortunately, it was.
Pat, can you really do an impression of the?
He was bragging about it earlier.
No, I wasn't.
I
For
just
the
wanted to
record.
see a really high-pitched voice coming from Pat with that beard.
Hold on, he's getting ready.
I just gotta think.
No one look.
I gotta think of a
Everyone,
line.
everyone closes their eyes, and we're gonna wait for us
I
to
gotta
hear
try
it.
and think of a line that
falsetto?
that comes from like Bubbles.
Dos, tres, cuatro.
Shut the hell
My
up!
kid is-
Shut the hell up, Schneebly.
How about you just say it's time to kick some butt?
It's time to kick some butt.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That was horrible.
You as a
That was
little
the
girl
worst
is the
impression.
most hilarious thing I've heard all night.
And I've never heard this person, but
I don't think I've
approve.
ever-
Did you ever watch the Powerpuff Girls growing
No,
up?
I'm a man.
Men watch Powerpuff Girls. Real men watch Powerpuff Girls.
Real men don't
not gonna
admit
say
that
I
they watch
do.
Powerpuff
Boom,
Girls.
there we
I
go.
don't.
Bam.
I might have left that
Phil
channel on
Collins?
once or twice.
Maybe when I was
Philadelphia
falling
Collins.
asleep.
Philadelphia Collins.
Perfect.
Peanut butter and jam.
So as of right now, do you guys have shows coming up that you are playing?
We have one November 7th. That's at Penny Road Pub. We are with Purge, Ethereal Blood.
It's okay, Pat. You can tell us.
You can tell us.
What did you? What was that terminology? What did you just say?
Criminy Christmas.
Criminy Christmas.
Yeah, I don't remember what I.
Where did you get that?
It's a patimism.
I don't.
It's
That's
a what?
the Disney version.
A patism.
Patism. I'm chock. These guys know I'm chock full of them.
Says
I
weird
love it.
shit.
I
love it.
watch stupid shit on YouTube, and I say stupid shit.
Kind of like when a dog gets off his leash, you kind of let him run away. That's what we do with Pat.
He'll
He
come
says
back
weird shit. We let him go. Yeah, he'll come back. He's got nowhere to go. It's okay.
As long as he has a scent, he'll be alright.
Do you often find that he barks in the middle of practice?
He does weird things in the middle of practice. He kind of just stands there and looks at us.
I might as
Does
well. I mean, I
he
always try and make him laugh.
randomly
like,
pee
at
in
practice
places
all the
that he's
time.
not supposed to?
He doesn't pee, but he'll start doing this weird belly dance thing. It kind of throws us off.
You do a belly dance?
What?
Yeah, but too bad they can't see it because this is audio, not like visual.
I can see
people
it.
in the bar can see
We
it.
can still see
I
this.
can
I can
explain.
record it with my phone.
Well, I was known on I was known at our senior year Powder Puff football game.
Wait, what?
Hang on.
Wait a minute.
This is just getting.
We all before our senior before our years before the game, and obviously we're
Drinking.
Jerking
we were-
penises?
Oh,
Yes.
that's just
Of
a
course,
Yes.
yes, we were.
That's
No,
what-
no, we were just doing like beer pong and what have you before the game. Thank God my brother didn't drive. No, but like I guess my performance like in the bleachers on the senior side was better than the male Palms performance because I was just so drunk that I just ended up like making everyone laugh and cheer and all that. Meanwhile, my brother was a junior at the time, and he was just sitting on our side because he wasn't a huge fan of everyone that he graduated with, and he's just like, Pat, why are you doing this? God damn it! Why are you in our family? Like, shut up.
So your Powder Puff football game.
Yes,
What
Did
is
you
a
dress as
Powder
bubbles?
Puff football game?
it's a football game basically where instead of like
Only women play.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, what?
They pretend like they're dudes.
You've never heard this term before?
No.
Wow.
This was for your school?
Yeah.
There's a woman
It was
football
really messed
game?
up. and
Like
the
it's
chicks were
it's during like homecoming week, so
So girls were like blasting each other?
It was like
well, I mean they weren't in like shoulder.
No.
use of word is right there.
They weren't.
Yeah.
Blasting each other.
Yeah, I meant it in every possible form.
Oh dear God.
They weren't in like shoulder pads and helmets and what have you. They were just like, oh
Just-
my God, run away from
They
me!
was doing the
I'm
lingerie
uncomfortable."
Chicks with face paint beating each other up on a field.
Welcome to Joliet
Hyped
West.
about high school.
And a bunch of
That's
teenagers
it.
watching.
Welcome to Joliet West.
Football rules.
Oh my God, football.
So I just took a picture of all of us, and it is up on Instagram. You can check it out right now of everybody at the table.
Bubbles, you know I can't
I
smoke a
think there's
gram
a,
on an
I think there's
instant.
a couple people
I brought this
drunk
drink from home.
right now.
Living in
so-
my car, doing pretty good, boys.
So why don't we go ahead and play another Our Days End track?
Right, well.
What's the other as you stuff your face with pizza?
All right, someone else talk. Someone else talk
Someone
because I've done a
feed
lot
me.
of talking.
The next song,
The next song is The Reaper Cometh.
the Reaper
Reaper
cometh.
Yes.
Cometh.
Yes, written in the stylings of Old English, as in like William Shakespeare.
Nice.
Bill, his friends call
We'll
him.
get into what that song is about when we get
His
back.
real friends know him as Bill.
But
His
here's
real name is
some
Science Guy.
His
Bill
real friends
Shakespeare
call him
from
Steve.
Our
Steve the
Days
Pirate.
End, the story of the Reaper cometh.
Football
Hey guys, we're coming to rest.
Hey, what's up?
We're coming to We got a new album that's out right now. It's called Blacklist. Make sure to check it out. You are now listening to The Metal Experience. Bang!
Yeah. Sorry, I had to burp. And we're back. The Metal Experience. Luco Blaze, Morgan Danielle, sitting over there is Joey Gasoline Dick, and
we don't know who's across from us right
that
now.
goofy guy over there.
Our guests seem to have turned.
Webmaster Greg.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know what that was.
That boy's just hanging out in his sweatpants. But we are here with Our Days End, and we just heard another sweet track. What was that we just heard, boys?
That was The Reaper Cometh?
Reaper
Cometh.
The Reaper Cometh.
Now, with your best English impression from the century of Shakespeare, whatever century that was,
Bill Shakespeare.
Please explain to us what this song is about.
Well, this one's going to be much more extreme lackluster than
What happened to the English accent in the?
Oh, crap!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Start over.
Rewind.
And governor.
Oi, you've got to do it right, you
Whoa, what was that
fucking
noise
bastard.
that just...
I know, I just heard that too.
That sounded like one of those chicken things that you like shake up and it makes that weird noise. Was that somebody or was that like a ghost? Oh, that was you?
That wasn't me.
How did you do that? That's creepy. Okay, anyway, I'm going to forget that noise.
No, that's my new favorite thing of all time.
That was really kind of creepy. That's that's like a sound from a horror movie. No joke, that's gonna haunt my dreams now. I'm gonna and he's got this wicked laugh that sounds like one of those things in a haunted house. I need to step away right now, guys. This sangria has just gotten in my head. I feel like I'm at a horror convention now.
Morgan's gonna step away, and I'm just gonna have you do that noise for
No,
15
please don't.
minutes.
Over and over.
Oh my God.
Sometimes you want to back that up, right? You want to back it up, so you just rewind it. You go, yo, hit that rewind, dog.
Dude! Oh my God.
Start it over.
All right, well, that was your rewind, Pat. So, English accent and go.
Honestly, this song is the song's details are quite lackluster from those of experimental profit, because honestly, this song was basically written using every single black metal cliche that is in the book.
That just went Indian.
I heard English going into Irish. It was definitely not the same accent toward the end.
Well, no, I remember one time I was hanging out at a friend's house. I picked up her Bible and I started trying to read it as Morgan Freeman. And it ended up turning into like an 1800s slave owner.
Oh man!
It took a major turn for the worst.
What about Brian's breastplate?
Okay, no, he's not here. We don't talk about his breastplates.
We don't talk about
that.
We don't talk about the breastplates.
Don't go down the bad cemetery.
You don't go down there now.
You don't go down the fuck, eh?
Do you remember? The Petridge Farm guy remembers.
Petridge Farm always remembers.
You remember when the milkman used to come? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So the album that you guys are working on now, is there a theme to the majority of the songs that you guys have written so far, or is it a mixed concept album?
Heavy.
Yeah,
heavy.
Really heavy.
Deathy.
Like death metal, like
death,
really
heavy, death, black, pretty much those two.
Deathy.
Break shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Shove it in your face so fast.
Here you go.
No, I don't know. We really like Black Dahlia a lot. I mean, we're big fans of Black Dahlia. We got to see them at Mojo's and actually hung out with them after the show too. So
badass.
To see a band that we all look up to and actually meet them in person and then hang out with them after their show, that's an opportunity within itself. It's like, hell yeah, these are guys that we all look up to, and we were able to see them play and hang out with them and drink beer. Like, what more can you ask for? So those are big idols in my.
Into the microphone.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
it's okay.
You gotta start talking.
What's up?
He's just getting so excited.
Yeah, I get really excited. But
that the fact that there's chips in front of him.
I'm in my mouth.
Potato chips.
It's weird because we're like sharing this shit. We're sharing this.
It's okay. You can
microphone.
get close.
Yeah, it's like we
If you need to
gotta
share a kiss, you can. We'll all turn away.
If I ever want Joe to stop talking, I just gotta lean forward.
I'm waiting for you guys both to lean forward at the same time and knock heads.
And share the same potato chip.
And I'm going to
I
laugh.
was thinking they were going to share a romantic moment. But
Did you just spit
We'll
in my
be here
mouth?
for that, guys. We'll be here. I'll capture it on
Taste
camera
my
and
chip.
everything. Oh, it'll be awesome.
I just tasted
That's
your
not gonna
chip.
be-
That's not
It'll
cool.
be your day's beginning.
Is that guacamole on it? What was this?
Did you just spit guacamole into my mouth?
I'm
So
pretty sure he
romantic.
did.
Was that salsa?
Totally adorable.
That was a wet
It was guacamole. I think.
Do you want the red chip or the black?
These are America chips.
Come on,
These
now
are
you gotta
blue.
do it.
Ain't
It's
no
America.
black up in here.
That's black, dude.
They're blue.
No, that's
What?
blue.
But-
Look at that.
like-
That's blue.
Maybe
Come on.
like a blue that got
Some of
charred.
you guys can't see this.
What are you, like
It's
Street
blue.
Hawk?
It's blue.
That's a.
I don't know what
That's
you
the
keep
darkest
referring
navy
to.
blue actually
This
I've ever seen.
YouTube,
Now
this
I'm starting to-
gaming YouTube commentator is
Oh.
a JonTron. That's what I keep referring to when I
Are
say,
you
"What
still
are you
going
like,
off on the
Street
chip?
Hawk?"
You're ridiculous.
So speaking of YouTube, have you guys seen what is it? That's Subway drummer? Or no, he's on the bus. He's either on the bus or the subway, and this guy is just sitting there with he's got long hair, he's got the long mop hair,
I
and he
think-
just
I think-
starts doing all like blast beats, and he's banging his head, and people are just watching, and laughing.
Oh, I thought you
I
were.
take it as
I
a
thought you
no.
were talking about the
No,
one guy. I thought you were talking about.
this.
I thought you were talking about the one guy
I
who does
kinda
like.
want to see this. I've never seen it before.
Oh my god!
I'm not very connected.
You should show them later. Oh man, it's okay. He'll show you later, and then he'll blow your minds.
Fair enough.
I definitely missed this moment.
That's our thing. We do noises.
I
and stuff.
didn't have the same reaction to that comment, guys.
Yeah, it's-
There's no noises I can make that good. Oh man.
Well, why don't we go ahead?
Please help me.
I saw one head go down, and I'm out.
What? What head went down? Anyways, so
Greg's
what
jerking it.
are some of your influences individually and as a band that help create your sound?
I guess let's start with Abraham. Let's start with Abraham. What are your influences, Abraham?
Yeah, Brad. What are your influences?
I've been listening to
What
metal
are your
on and
influences?
off since I was like
Let's
a
just
really
ask
young
it 20,000
age, I guess.
times, you know.
I started off with like Slayer and stuff, but I guess my real inspiration would have to be Beyond Creation. The original bassist and the bassist now are both like phenomenal. I mean, I inspire to be like them. And
You mean Aspire?
Aspire? Is that what did I say?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Aspire.
Let the guy speak.
Archspire.
If he wants to see
Aspire.
Aspire, let him say Aspire.
I'm just
Or
fucking with you.
Archspire.
Say whatever you want to.
You know what?
Call it
I
what
want to
you will.
flabbergast like
make
that
up your
man.
own words, son.
Yes.
Make up your own
Wait.
words. I do the same thing.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Really quick. Make up your own word really quick, and that's what you want to
That's
do.
what he just did.
You want to what?
Scrumtralescent.
He wants to scrum
Not
your
you,
lesson.
Pat. You had your moment. Let him shine.
You had your
What's
moment.
your word?
Lagoratory.
What is it?
Lagoratory. That's his name.
Lagoratory?
Blagoratory.
Blagoratory.
That's
Blagoratory.
that's a
Word of the day.
Blagojevich death metal band.
Blagoratory.
Yeah, it's Blagojevich and Laboratory.
It's a new band.
Yeah, it's a song name that we're. I wasn't supposed to say that. It's our new song name. But I don't know. My inspiration came from Beyond Creation. The bassist is really good. I don't know. He does a lot of things that I find interesting in playing bass for metal and things like that. I originally started playing punk rock and things like that, and it just didn't really fit me too much. And I started getting heavy into metal roughly, like slightly right before I started with this band like 4 or 5 months ago, and yeah, I don't know.
So you've only been listening to metal for like 5 months?
No.
Oh.
I've been listening to metal
Whoa.
for a long time.
Right?
I just never really like started getting into it and actually put some effort into it like I have been now, and it's I don't know. It's been paying off. In general, though, yeah, my inspiration comes from that man. He's great. He's an outstanding musician. So, Patrick.
Well, for the most part, me basically
Here we go.
without from lyrics to how I do my vocals, it's always been black metal. Just that's because back in high school, like everyone, like basically those who I knew who were like into quote unquote heavy metal were all, and granted, like we all, or Joe, Chris Galindo, and I, we went to
Don't use my
ghetto,
name.
like a predominantly ghetto high school. So like those of you who I know, those who I know that like actually listened to metal at the time, were basically listening to like Killswitch Engage, A Day to Remember, Devil Wears Prada, all that kind of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that, Pat.
it's
just
just
at an arcade
There's nothing
concert
wrong
once.
with you crowd surfed at what?
At an arcade concert.
It's
once.
just
Oh yeah.
it's just not me. Basically, but
It's
like
okay.
but I was like the only one that
have to admit it.
I was the only one that I knew that listened to like Dark Funeral, Cannibal Corpse, Slayer. I was the only
Pat
one
really likes
that
black
I
metal.
knew that
Pat likes
that,
black metal.
that
That's
listened to
where he
that
gets
kind of
his
stuff.
influence.
But honestly, like the only death metal inspiration that I get from like vocals is Johan Hegg of Amon Amarth. He's the only death metal.
Johan.
I bet you couldn't tell from the beard, could you?
No.
The Viking.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so Johan Hegg's the death metal inspiration that I get. Otherwise, I get vocal inspirations I get from Shagroth of Dimmu Borgir, Chance, the now former vocalist of Skeleton Witch. Who else?
Look at you with your names.
Satir,
Showing off.
Satir from Satyricon.
He's done his research.
This guy's on top of his shit.
He has a list in front of him.
Someone's a nerd.
Freddie from this Taiwan black metal band Thonic.
I actually brought a book. I listed everything.
Thank you for this award. I'd like to thank.
didn't buy a book off of
honestly,
Chthonic.
that's pretty much it for, as far as like
Get
my
on my face.
vocal influences go. But writing style I get from this symphonic black metal band from Holland, Karak Angren. Absolutely phenomenal.
What did you just say?
Karak Angren.
Karak Angren?
Yes, they were just on tour with Deicide and Septic
That's a
Flesh
band
back in
name,
October.
right?
That's the shirt
I'm
he's
wearing the shirt.
I am so
And
glad that you
it's
do
a
not
shirt.
know who that band is, and we do not know who that band is.
I don't care.
Good.
They do.
I don't care.
Good.
I
It's
love it.
okay.
I don't care.
I will
They're
look them up and try to decipher what that is spelled.
You'll never
how
get it.
that's spelled.
You'll never get it.
CARACHANGREN.
I won't remember that. I'll have to just Google it and hope it comes
It's
up.
really one word
No,
put
I'm
in
not
two
okay.
sentences.
That's crazy.
It's like,
Alright. But
It's kind of
yeah.
like the Price is Right. You just gotta guess the letters and hope that
That's
you
not the
know
Price
it.
is Right.
It's
That's
like-
Wheel of
Alright.
Fortune.
it's like the
That's two different game shows, bro.
it's like The Exorcist, but with a love story.
There you go.
Weird.
Okay.
All right,
That's
Joe?
probably the worst comparison. but
Interesting. I like that.
It's okay. We'll deal with it.
Okay, so drumming influences. One of my biggest ones would be Shannon Lucas. Shannon from Black Dahlia.
Oh, thanks.
He's amazing.
What? You've mentioned this band a lot. Really quickly, off topic for a second. What do you think of the new album?
It's good, man. It's
You like
great.
it?
Yeah,
Holy
it's good.
banana tits.
Better than past couple albums that have come out from them, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
like-
honestly, I've never been blown away by an album of theirs. I've liked their stuff. I just never been like blown away by them. But Abysmal, that's right now at a tie for my personal picks for top album of 2015. It's tied with Ghost Bath's Moon Lover. If you guys haven't checked that out, Trevor.
Here we go with names.
Trevor from Black Dahlia actually suggested them, and I suggest you check that out. That is if you're into black metal.
Black metal.
I like Deflorate. Deflorate was, I think, Black Dahlia's best album personally. But Shannon Lucas is a huge influence to me. I like a lot of older bands like Zeppelin. You know, John Bonham. He's an awesome drummer. You know, I get a lot of influence from older bands. You know, I give a lot of respect to Pantera, Black Label Society, things like that. That's where I draw a lot of my influence from. Is just like, you know, bands that have that root, that have that feel. You know, I mean, I give all respect to any type of metal drummer, but there's certain ones that I really appreciate, and those are probably a handful of them. So,
Absolutely.
so I like to go for the older stuff. Honestly, I like more of the traditional rock and metal and things like that. And you can kind of build off that and draw from that and make your own style. You know, rather than picking up some of the newer stuff, which isn't bad either. But I like to go back in time and look at the older types of music and draw from that and make my own type of music.
Perfect. Next.
Chris, number 1.1.
I guess it really takes. Been playing guitar for a long time, so realistically, you know, ever since the beginning, there's always been different influences. Eddie Van Halen, you know, all that other stuff, and now there's pretty much just so influx of just so much music that we play, and all that other stuff. So I don't know. I take my influences from everybody, whether it's from old music to new music. Ryan Knight, again from Black Dahlia, is fucking amazing. And then you still have those older influences that I grew up with. Dimebag. Just remembering those solos and playing those solos when I was a kid. Learning those things was amazing. So it's really just general. There's so many great guitar players out there, so you really can't just put one in a specific idea, but I try to take everything from everywhere. So
now, if people were to want to put you in a category, not compare you with sound, but
I believe it's pronounced Cadoratory.
Cadoratory. Yes, Cadoratory sounds right. Yes.
What is Cadoratory?
Who would you categorize your music with in the style of, or what genre do you consider Our Days On to be?
It's pronounced Jeanery.
Jeanery.
Je
ne sais quoi.
It just really depends which song you're looking at. With our older stuff, it's really more metalcore-y.
Well, those are sweet Geico glasses.
Honestly, I was gonna say. Honestly, me personally, I don't know how true this is because I consider like Black and Death
it's
to
like
be
Black
like
Effects. It's like a little bit of Carnifex, Black Dahlia Murder, like things like that. I mean, we have songs that are a little bit like thrashy, like a little bit of a black metal influence, and we have songs that are just that constant 180. 180 BPM, just keep, that constant,
just punching people in the face.
Because I could,
it's like a speed metal, death metal / a little bit of breakdown areas. The older stuff is a little more corey.
Has
we're going for more of a death metal.
The light gotten a little bright for you?
A little bit.
He wears his sunglasses at night.
Too much beer right now?
Ours is to the cover of that.
Too much.
You know what? I'm not even getting
He's got his rock star persona on, guys. Look at him.
What a punk.
Sponsored by Geico.
Too cool for school right now.
That's how I roll, man.
You're not in the picture, Pat. You're not wearing sunglasses.
Jesus.
Fine.
Wear some
It's going on Instagram, and you're not in it.
Fine, I'll get my own picture with blackjack and hookers.
Seriously, where's the bartender?
Can I join you?
I'll get my...
Of course.
Awesome.
Joe's the only one that can't.
I don't like blackjack,
Whoop,
but...
whoop.
Hello? Oh, that went out for a second. I was going to say that's better than the picture that I just took. Blackjack and hookers.
Whoa.
Of course.
No more pictures of sunglasses. Let's get some blackjack and hookers up in this bitch.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Blackjack
Not far without blackjack and hookers.
Hi, Mom.
Thank you. Come again.
Who's your designated driver for tonight? People are starting
Everybody.
That would be me.
One of the hookers are going to be the designated driver, I think.
Yeah, I don't know where you get those in good old
Linda was a
years.
part-time.
If you pay them enough, they will. So...
Hey,
it's one of those
baby.
things.
You wanna be my DD tonight?
Sorry, Mary.
There's a lot of pictures up on Instagram that I posted right now, so go check it out. And shout out once again to Greg and Charlie for coming out, and our moms and my dad, and it's been a good time. My parents can't really hear right now, which is pretty good, I think, because some things have just gotten some weird for my parents' ears.
Do
But
you have breath?
It's getting pretty deep.
I have breath too.
I will love you.
You have what?
Until the end of time.
This has gotten super weird, guys.
It's only gonna get worse.
Look at you. You're giggling like a little schoolgirl over there. Your cheeks are getting rosy. Someone's all happy.
We like to play.
Look at he wants his bottle.
I
Because he
like,
keeps stealing mine.
I like to play. Pat, did you need some help?
I like to
Well, you guys brought some influences. Well, not influence. Well, maybe influences. But you guys brought some bands that you guys have played with that you're friends with in the scene as well that you wanted to feature since you only had a couple tracks to feature. And if I'm slurring my sentences right now or getting confused, I do apologize. This sangria is very strong. I think I'm on glass 3.
She's had a couple of drinks,
I'm
Randy.
not sure.
Kicking your ass.
This is getting
But yeah,
ridiculous.
we've got some. I don't know whether or not you want to continue pouring or you're just holding
pretty
that
sure
over the
you're
glass
almost
now.
there. Just keep going.
If you could see us now, guys,
If you're
and if you want to
watching-
come out,
If you were to watch this, it's
It's
almost like,
there, almost there.
I'm
It's
gonna
almost like
film.
trying to take a-
Hold on, continue to do
3-4
this.
Keep
This
going.
is going on Instagram too, so please continue to do this for a minute.
It's
we got a
almost-
smoking gram on an instant.
It's almost like trying to take a
Oh,
piss
shit.
at midnight.
Drew
No,
got
I
to
know.
pump it.
I'm gonna continue to do this.
Oh my lord! I don't even know what that was.
That was me doing King Diamond.
Oh man.
King Diamond's the shit.
Keep pouring.
Oh!
I got too happy.
Party foul.
Help me out there, Mr. Abraham.
That's 30.
That's exactly what it's like when
That
you're trying to
is
take a piss at 2
Mr.
a.m. with a boner.
That was my name in jail.
That's it.
So yes, we are recording right now at Fitz's Spirit Keys in Elmhurst. Any Tuesday that we are doing our show, you are more than welcome to come out and hang with us now. watch our show get recorded, hang out,
play street hockey.
Great beer and food and drinks, and it's
And
a party
beer.
here.
And
Please.
bowling. And
Please come out. And parking is free,
And,
especially
Joe,
for our day's end.
Joe.
Did you pay
Especially
for
for
parking?
Joe.
They
Joe
paid
did.
for parking.
Joe paid for
Wait,
parking.
where-
I don't even think it's. We
What?
paid for
They're in the
parking.
parking garage.
Beavis, you're a stupid
You know.
It's
dumbass.
only $2. It's only $2. It's okay.
So yeah,
I've never once. I live in this town and I've never paid for parking ever. Where did you even find?
they
a
went in the parking garage.
We
and
went to the very,
We went to the-
very top.
The very top penthouse floor of the parking
It's not
garage.
a fucking penthouse. It's a
Wait,
goddamn top
the
of
fucking-
a goddamn
it's nice.
Where do you put money?
There's a meter at the
At
bottom
the
of the
bottom.
garage on the sidewalk now.
It's actually
They
right out
paid
the back
for
door.
And you
that they
put
decided to pay.
you
yeah.
put
Yeah,
money
but it's-
into
They
it?
did.
But it's
Yeah.
They
still
didn't see the
free.
sign that said
State
free
said we
parking
free.
after 5.
We read weekdays.
This building
we
is
wrote
free.
weekend. It said weekends, holidays, and something else. And we were like, all right.
So for bands
$2.
coming on our show or people wanting to come out, it is
It's free
free.
parking.
Don't
Don't-
make the same mistake that
don't-
our Days End
Don't
got
do what we do.
Or you know
Pay
what?
the
Throw money into it.
$2.
Whatever.
because they
if you
lost
want.
$2,
Save your money
$2
for
of their
beer.
hard-earned money.
Two whole
Two whole dollars.
You could have bought 2 whole tacos with
Two
that.
whole tacos gone.
8 tacos.
I don't know where Greg did his
We
math
could have
on
gotten-
that,
we
but
could have
that was
gotten ourselves
Tacos
some
for $20.
nice gumballs.
right. Gumballs. That's what we want to buy with $2.
So speaking of tacos, we're gonna listen to some foreign taco.
we are.
Right quick.
We are. Foreign Taco.
Foreign taco.
Our good friends in Orinoco.
Not porn in taco.
Oh no!
Chris, are you still in Orinoco?
Yes.
Okay.
How's that going?
It's going good. I do both bands, so it's just pretty fun being busy with both bands. They don't interfere with each other. One day I'm playing a show with these guys on Friday. Next day, playing a show with Orinoco Saturday, vice versa. It's always great.
You guys just played with the Browning.
Yeah, that was great. That was fun. There was a decent amount of people there. It was really fun. Everybody threw down. It was a great time. So
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
I heard there was a chicken dance.
It's just, yeah, there was a chicken dance.
Excuse me.
I
Sorry,
don't really
sangria.
know what some of these kids are doing these days, but these hardcore dancers really make up some really interesting things to do. And there
Greg,
was
I
one
couldn't-
guy.
Greg, I
he was-
couldn't agree with you more.
He was just going at it and pretty much looked like a
Hardcore
chicken.
dancing is the weirdest thing
Like,
I've ever
not a
seen.
rooster.
I don't
Not even
understand it.
kidding.
It's like they're
I
doing
mean,
failed auditions for the
like-
Karate Kid movies.
This dude is so freaking wasted right now.
What? What are you talking about,
I
Morgan?
can't tell if you're looking at me or the
I think
ceiling.
you're the
He
wasted
wears his
one.
sunglasses
I
indoors.
can't tell.
At night.
Indoors at night.
I burned my
Outdoors
hand at night.
So what Orinoco song are we gonna listen to?
I don't know. Whichever one you guys want.
What
to
butter
listen to.
pecan
Let's
sandwich.
see, they got a bunch of them on
Is
there.
it called Butter Pecan Sandwich?
Surprise, you filthy bastard.
There's More Than a Feeling. That one's
More
pretty
than
good.
a feeling.
God damn it, Trebek.
Ooh, ooh, more than a feeling.
Well,
Sorry.
let's
I don't know the
Would it
lyrics
really
except for
might
that.
you my penis man?
we'll I guess we'll figure it out when we get back. What song we're playing?
Yeah.
Playing Orinoco. Let's do it.
Z105.
Z1.
Get
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
I do magic. Well, it's easy if you try, Dick.
Now sit back and listen.
Doing a countdown.
Woo!
And those creepy door sounds
Those
is the next
pterodactyls.
intro to the Metal Experience.
And we're black!
There we go. What he said. This is the Metal Experience.
And we're black!
I am Morgan Danielle.
And Luco Blaze sitting over there. Hey, Joey Gasoline Dick.
Hey, it's extra gassy.
Joe never introduces himself, I realize.
And we also have Greg the webmaster hanging around somewhere, I think, in his sweatpants.
Yeah,
I think
he's running around like a lunatic.
He's going streaking in through the quads into the gymnasium.
Probably. That sounds like Greg.
With Snoop-a-Loop in his funny hat.
Snoop-a-Loop.
Bring your funny hat.
Yeah,
That's
we're
it,
here
yeah.
with the guys in Our Day's End. We've been
What
playing
up?
some awesome tunes,
But
both theirs and other unsigned bands.
We just heard a Foreign Taco song.
We did. Foreign Taco, our friends
Mr.
in-
Chris, what Orinoco song did we just hear?
I believe that was Middleman.
Nope, it wasn't.
No.
No, it totally was.
Try again.
No.
What?
Wow.
It totally
You would've
was. I
saw
was
the
just
look on
fucking
my
with
face.
you.
Poor dude.
I'm just fucking with you.
Boom.
You measly bastard.
Oh, man.
Well,
That
I'm
was
sorry.
good.
What was it again?
It was Middleman.
Here we go with that Halloween fucking laugh again.
Perfect.
Creeping me out.
We are heading into October.
I know we are.
Almost is. Almost.
And now I'm just going to have nightmares up until then of your laugh.
I apologize, Chris. I had to. It was
That's
too.
all right.
It was too good.
She's gonna wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom,
That was a
and
pretty
every
easy
light in the
one.
house is gonna be on. She's gonna be freaking
1
out.
point to you.
And then she'll
That's
hear me.
true.
And then she'll just hear me laughing the
Yeah.
entire
Anyone
time.
need some more Bev?
That's sangria.
Is that sangria?
Anybody want sangria?
Angry.
Does it have alcohol in it?
Is
Yes.
that?
All
Is
right,
that a
then
stupid
I want
question?
it.
Does the Tin Man have a sheet metal cock?
No.
Perhaps.
He poop out pellets of.
That changes
metal
everything.
stuff.
Does he poop out tacks?
All right, we're gonna try. Apparently, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try
Tacky
and
shit.
put our former bassist,
Former
Drew
bassist.
Richardson.
Whoa!
We got him.
ya.
That
Whoa.
totally works.
Wait a minute, that's
Fucking
Drew?
told ya.
Hello, Drew. You are on speakerphone and you are loud and clear.
Hey, so I don't got a lot of time, but it's like
I don't know if you can hear it.
it's like 6 a.m. over here.
He's in
It's already 90 freaking degrees.
He's in Bahrain.
It's a lot of sand.
He's in
a lot
where?
of burkas, a lot of
We'll see
Muslims.
later.
Huh?
Keep going, dude. What's up?
Not much, but basically it's like I got to go out to sea on Saturday, and I'll be gone. I'm going to Kuwait. So I'll be in Kuwait for a few days.
Oh my God.
And then after I get done with that, I'll be back here in Bahrain for like another month or so, and then we're gonna start doing like the VBSS boardings and shit. So the shit's about to hit the fan, boys.
Hell yeah!
So what is he referring to about some
We're
boarding?
gonna start looking for some fucking terrorists and pirates and shit. And it should be a lot of fun.
Be
you're-
safe, man.
So you're going to
And thank you for
waterboard
everything
pirates.
you do for us and our country, so that we can sit here and enjoy
I just wanted
beverages.
to tell you guys that I love you, and I miss you guys a lot, and
Oh,
I'm
no.
happy that I got to see you guys while I was home, but
Fuck yeah, I love you too, man.
Yeah, man.
I'll give you guys a call. Huh?
Oh,
We love you too, man.
you're gonna make me cry, and I've never met you.
I've never cried before.
I've cried plenty of times. I'm a
Don't start
woman.
crying. You guys are about to go on the radio. You can't be doing that shit.
No, we're
He's on the radio. You are on speakerphone on the
We're on the
radio.
radio right now. On the radio.
We recorded this phone call.
Oh, can they hear me on the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you
bro.
on speakerphone.
Really? That's crazy. Oh, well, hi, everybody who's listening to radio, too. Just, you know.
You can go to our website later tonight and you can hear the whole interview with Our Day's End.
6 a.m. I already sweat my ass off.
Kick some ass,
I gotta go because I gotta go and, you know,
Dominate the world.
do the crazy stuff. But
Go and waterboard some
I
pirates.
love you too, man.
Got a waterboard.
Yeah, man.
Alright,
There, do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Be safe out there, brother. Be safe out there, brother. Thank you.
Wait, watch out for Blackbeard. He's a badass, I hear.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so
He opened the door. He said he was gonna waterboard some pirates.
It's fucking
Fuck yeah, Drew. Be safe, brother.
ODE 23 for life, motherfuckers.
Goddamn right.
Aw. What a sweet guy.
When the terrorists try to take me captive, like, I'm doing Habib, where's that? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, get out of my face.
Was that
He's
a
gonna
rap?
catch him and he's gonna get one of those tennis ball machines and tie him to a tree out back and shoot boiled potatoes up his ass until his face turns blue.
Fuck yeah, dude. Take it easy, man.
Love you, bro.
I love you. I love you too, dude.
We love you and we've just met you.
Keep it real.
Woo!
That's
was
a man
sweet.
right there. That there's a
What
man.
an awesome guy. Aw.
That's the original bass player.
Yeah, that was our original bassist who left us to serve in the Navy.
Good for him. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you
we-
for serving our country
Yeah,
well.
we absolutely.
What a good
He's
guy.
a very talented bass player.
So he's
too,
out
might-
there.
might
He's a
I
great
add.
guy.
He's
Whenever
out there kicking ass, so we can hang out here, listen to metal, and drink some beers.
Hell yeah.
And usually whenever he comes home, like if we have a gig lined up, we'll
fill
always
in.
make
Throw
sure
him in.
we'll always make sure that he's up to do the last song.
Nice.
Which is Reaper. We play that song
You
like constantly, all the time.
Do you-
at the after the end of every
Do you
show.
do two bassists?
We haven't.
We could.
We could.
That'd be sweet.
That would be awesome.
Consider it
We could
done.
end up pulling a slip.
New
idea.
ideas.
Yes.
Oh my god, you guys.
We could pull a slip
Everyone-
from that.
Everyone would be like,
I would do that.
Yes, Greg. Except we're heavier, but I do like Slipknot. I grew up with Slipknot, so
you know, people at the show would be like, "Oh man, I just saw this band, Our Days End, and they had two fucking bassists."
No way.
What
Two
band
bass
have you ever
players.
seen had two bass
We
players?
could do it.
I think we can do it.
If I'm
There
not
we go. That's it.
mistaken, I believe. Nope, never mind. I am mistaken. Carry on.
Before we go into the unsigned band pick of the week, Webmaster Greg has bothered me to
Oh my! What does he want?
speak into the microphone and ask the band a question.
Didn't
so I'm
I
gonna
buy you a
pass-
Coca-Cola Classic so you'd sit down and shut
I'm
up?
going to pass.
Shut up.
Hey, shut up.
Shut up in your mouth.
Is that all you wanted to say?
No.
He wants to say, "Shut up your face, you son."
So-
you fucking
Shut
cock.
up,
You fucking
your mouth.
cock.
Shut up, Told you I was working at sanitarium, not sanitation.
You
There's a lot
fucking
going on right now.
cockroach, you son of a bitch.
So, Greg, what do you
How
want?
many,
Be careful with this. It's
How-
expensive.
Careful with the
how
merchandise,
many,
son.
Come on,
Hey,
pissed
yeah.
off?
Come on, Brajules. Don't.
Hey, one of these
Give me
times you're
Vito,
gonna go and
break your
grab that
kneecaps.
fucking thing like your goddamn dick and it's gonna come off. You know, God forbid.
Oh, God forbid.
God
That come off during
Ah,
the
it's a big
vomit.
old blam blam blam.
God
I'm
forbid.
afraid to speak
All right,
now.
serious moment, guys. Greg has a question for you.
Oh, goodness.
I
Oh,
can
God.
I can delete you and cut your voices out so it make it sound like
Oh, with the
little
threats.
chipmunks.
Oh, he's
That was
fucking
wonderful.
Tommy
Thank
Toughnuts
you.
over
Really?
here.
The speed of the show and
Is
make
that-
it sound like
did you just
chipmunks,
come
like black
on-
metal chipmunks?
Did you just come
So
on
y'all
just
need
to
to shut
threaten
the
the
fuck
band
up.
members? Is that what
y'all
you
need
wanted
shut
to
the
do?
I think that's what it was.
Fucking Tommy Toughnuts
Oh,
over here.
my.
Fucking Sally Rottencrotch over here.
Hey,
Come on.
fucking. Hey,
Captain Nuts.
Tommy Toughnuts over here. Telephone tough guy.
Hey, how you doing over there? You gonna fucking waterboard these guys, huh?
Captain
Fucking-
Nuts will be.
I personally hate those hardcore dancer people. Like, you know,
You and I
Robert,
aren't alone, and
yeah.
we've already talked about this.
And you know, I've been kicked in the nuts many times.
Is this a question or a comment, Greg?
This is just a
I just wanna
left
know what
field
y'all
answer.
think about
My
those,
balls
you know,
hurt.
penny
Nut kicking
picker
is
upper
just-
people.
Get rid of the booger
hate
hanging out of your
that's
nose
illegal.
too, bro.
You got boogers?
You're not kicking
Go
the
go get go
Like
get tissue.
staring up his nostril. He's got this massive boogie hanging out.
Go get rid of your boogie, son.
So Greg comes on and I got a
He's
booger.
trying to
and
get-
I
Greg
got
wants
my
to know
balls
the
taken
truth
out. I got
about
some
how you
hemorrhoids.
guys, what you guys feel about hardcore dancers is what he's saying. What do you?
Oh,
What's your real
I
opinion?
think we're all
Fuck 'em.
mixed.
Fuck
That
him.
way.
Here you go, Greg. The
Definitely
hatred
all mixed.
continues.
Fuck
Fuck
him.
him with a
But
But
black
we've got one that
double-sided
is
dildo.
one, so no, I'm kidding.
Should I go first on
Yeah,
this?
go, Chris. Go.
Okay.
Were you gonna bring fork and
All
knife
right.
to take it out?
I'm not here to judge
He's gonna eat it.
genres or anything like that. I was growing doing moshing and pushing and not punching and
Crowd
kicking
surfing.
and crowd surfing and shit like that. So like I don't know. I don't approve of it. If you punch me, I'm gonna punch you back.
Okay, Pat.
Flat out.
Fuck him.
Pat, how do you feel about hardcore dancers?
Next. He said it.
So I just
How do you feel about
He said,
hardcore
"Fuck 'em."
dancers?
Fuck him.
this is Luco speaking. I just want to say this. I've noticed. So I'm not a fan of the hardcore dancing, but when I was in a band one time long ago, and some dude was hardcore dancing like in
It
the
was
pit, I was
cool.
like, "What the yes!"
You're like, this guy's
Someone
doing
fucking
it.
digs our music.
This fucking guy.
But then, like, after we were done and we're out there, we're like, fuck hardcore dancing, but that was sweet that guy was doing that for us.
I
You know?
still hate it, but thank you.
Yeah, I still fucking hate what you did, but thanks because it was sweet.
All right, you know what? Actually, I can get behind what you said.
Yeah, it's
I'll get behind that.
But like when I'm out there in a pit, I'm like, get the fuck away from me with your swinging ass women hands and your
I don't-
fucking.
What are you
doing?
Why you're not? This isn't a movie studio. You're not trying out for Karate Kid 4 or whatever Karate Kid movie's up.
Yo, to each his own. You know, if that's what they want to do, that's cool. I mean, I don't care if they do it or not. I'm not out there.
I just don't
I don't
like-
take part in that. I just go up there and play, or I'm out there watching and appreciating it.
Just don't hurt me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
don't
enjoy the
fucking
dance.
swing your foot in my mouth.
You get like a
While
stray
you're
fist,
hardcore
you're just gonna be
dancing. That's all
pissed.
I'm gonna say.
Use a helicopter in a pit, and that'll be okay.
Coming in for a landing.
And I want to put out there also, you know, I don't mind it as much because, like you're saying, to each their own. You know,
Yeah,
if that's
if
what
it's-
your
that's what they-
release
if
is,
that's what they wanna do,
just
fuck it.
don't fucking do karate kicks at people standing to the side there trying to watch the band. It's like, okay, I understand you want to do that, but do it where you're doing it. Don't. We were at a show a couple weeks ago, and people were doing that, and it was
Right.
totally cool. And there was, you know, people there were doing it. We're like, you know, whatever. There's this one guy who was running around and trying to like
hit
karate
people.
kick people in the
Yeah,
face.
fuck
just
that.
fucking
what
kick
the
my goddamn
fuck
burger,
are you
man.
doing,
It's
not
guy?
even fair.
That's
Like,
what air's for.
I'm trying to watch his band, and I got little fucking 4-foot tall karate master
doing backflips.
doing
and shit.
backflips like a
I don't
dickhead.
I don't like the guys. There's been a few shows that they back up when they do it, and they don't see the people behind them, and then they're flailing their fists.
Behind
I think
them.
I think it looks funny, but I could personally never do that, and I think it's
But
so
she
weird.
would if she could, is what she's trying to
I
say.
mean, I don't. There's nothing wrong with that, Greg. There's nothing wrong with me not liking to mosh because I don't like to be injured. Thank you.
It depends on the
It's
band. I
it's
think.
so weird to see how many different forms of
Meshuggah?
hardcore
I'm in.
dancing there is. I've seen people somersault across the floor.
I like people doing
like the
It's
Donkey
almost
Kong roll.
hilarious when-
I have.
How do you do that, man?
Why do you do that?
Why do you do that? Why would you want to put yourself on a venue floor?
Roll
for
over
fun?
like beer.
Although, while I
Those are my
haven't,
favorite.
while I myself have never done hardcore dancing, one of my friends, James, who used to be in one of our friends' bands, Lords of the Drunken Pirate Crew.
Yes.
Awesome.
He and I have done several ballroom dances in pits, like when
That's
we were,
awesome.
like when we watch,
That
like,
is awesome.
like when we see like Ailstorm or
Yeah.
something like that.
And I also want to say that, you know, I dislike the hardcore dancing, but I'm also really jealous of how high they can kick. So.
I don't.
I don't know how you get like
MMA fighters.
Yeah, right. It's like, holy fuck! Did you see that guy?
I don't hate it. I think some of it's extreme and can be
Little
a little bit
unnecessary.
violent and unnecessary.
But at the end of the day,
It
to
gets
each their
really,
own.
really intense
Right.
really quick.
Yeah, it can intensify, but you know what?
Intense.
It's I guess it's music as an expression of how you.
How
I
tight
mean,
your
people-
pants are.
Like how to release it.
There's punk shows that have like the massive circle picks that get extremely violent. Okay, you have the metal that has Wall of Death and get extremely violent with their mosh pits and they've got that sense of community too. Shut up, Luco. And then you have the hardcore dancing, which I don't understand, but you know it's still a form of expression. I can't stop somebody from doing it. I don't understand it.
So is murder.
But I still think that
The hits continue.
I still think that it's acceptable. It's just somebody is enjoying themselves and showing a band that they're into their music. As strange as it is that we don't like it and understand it, I mean, to somebody they're releasing their emotions in this weird,
Testosterone.
crazy,
I still think it
flailing fist of fury.
When I'm playing, no matter whether I'm with either bands, I see hardcore dancers, and no matter what I do, it's like it's cool that you get into it, but I just can't help but laugh.
Yeah, right. It looks weird.
Where I'm at on stage, it kind of looks ridiculous. It just kind of does.
Well, you gotta
Just
admit
a
though,
little
it does
bit.
amp you up a little bit.
But it does. Again, to each its own. If that's instead of pitting, you like to hardcore dance, that's cool. Just respect everybody else. Don't be flailing your arms over in the corner where nobody else wants to be flailing their arms at.
Yeah.
Be in the middle where everybody else is flailing their
Yeah,
arms at.
my fucking
That
mom
way,
is
at
at the
least-
show. Don't punch her.
For Christ's sakes,
There you
do
go.
not.
My mother's in the back, and if you punch her, I'm gonna drop my guitar.
For
and
Christ's sakes, you
kick
do
you in
not
your
have.
throat.
We came here together.
For Christ's sakes, you do not have magic
She
carps
drove
on
me
your
here.
hands.
She drove me here. Okay.
I just made another Pokemon
So-
reference, and no one heard that.
You better
What did
not
you
make her
say?
mad.
I said no one's got Magikarps on their hands. Okay, let's just get.
Well, with that being said, I think it's about time for some after that.
No
wonderful
way.
Debate.
No way.
I think it's about time for an unsigned band pick of the day. Joe,
Get it.
hit it, son.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right. Tonight we have all the way from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Holy shit, that's fucking awesome. A band.
Chris, is that where you're from?
No.
The band Victimario. No, Victimario. It's one or the other, or it may not be either.
We'll tag them in
We'll
our
tag 'em and
Facebook
they'll
post. You
let
can
us
find
know.
them. Check them out.
And we got off
And on
the
our website.
album Sculpture of the Insane Minds. Twofer, the Night Stalker, no, just Night Stalker, and Deflowering a Murderer. Let's do
Boom.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is Rosie.
And I'm Brian from False Hope Fades.
And you're listening to The Metal Experience.
Wait for it.
Woo! Wait for those fingers, guys.
Find it. Whoa.
A lady talking about waiting for fingers. All right.
Woo! And we just
These
heard
guys are waiting. I'm
all
not.
the way
I'm
from
good.
Can I fucking do this, or are we gonna keep talking?
Where the fuck is this going?
So anyway, woo! And all the way from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the band Victimario. It's V-I-C-T-I.
You're overthinking.
M-A-R-I-O.
Victimario.
Victimario. And with the songs Night Stalker and Deflowering a Murderer off the album Sculpture of
Fucking
Insane
brutal.
Minds.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for sending that shit.
Yeah, for those that want to be a Hey Look What I Found pick, we do take MP3 submissions at themetalexperience@yahoo.com. We do prefer to be unsigned. Small labels count, or if you have a label that you use under your own band, that's fine. But
or if Metallica wants to send us their stuff, we'll play
we're
it.
trying to give the hard-working
with that.
musicians that are DIY, a shout-out.
Dead in Yowzer.
Doing it yourselves.
Oh, okay,
That's what
okay.
that stands for, retard.
Is that what that stands for?
That's what that sounds.
I
Did
had
you
no
not know
idea.
that?
I had no idea.
Well, you are a DIY band. You are doing it yourselves. That's what that means.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, we like Street Hawk.
This reference is getting ridiculous, Pat, and it's still confusing the shit out of
we're
me.
back with Our Day's End. and
Absolutely.
We've been hanging out for the past
More than 2 hours
little
now.
while. And
It's really flown. We've had a great time. We've had guests like Charlie
Flow.
and Greg sitting around, and we've had my parents and Luco's mom hanging out. It's been awesome.
Yay!
Round of applause to everyone. And Greg just decides to walk up, and he's gonna say shit. Here we
Greg,
go.
get out of
Here
here
we
with your
go.
sweatpants. So, again, where can everyone find everything that is Our Day's End on the interwebs?
Pat.
Yeah, because
In your bubbles voice.
In your Bubbles voice.
Not that bubbles.
No, that Bubbles.
No,
I'm doing that.
the
Bubbles.
girl Bubbles.
I can't do that one. You know that.
Well, you can find us on Facebook. Go ahead and go on the Facebook.com and search Our Day's End. Feel free to give us a like. And go ahead and we got the Reverb page. We hardly ever update that, but I got to start working on that again. But then that's pretty much about it at this fucking point.
That was good. Oh, that
nice.
was good.
And you guys have merch or anything that you give out at shows or sell at shows
Or that you
for people to get?
punch into people's faces.
Yeah, we have
Take
we have
the
shirts right
shrill
now.
punch.
It's basically we have shirts right now, but it's basically just our logo name on it. We're planning on trying to get something else, but that's gonna be further. That's gonna be down the road when we get to that point.
Nice.
We used
Jesus
to
Christ.
We used to
Definitely keep
initial
our
our fist
eyes
and
out for
punch
our
people.
Jesus
Christ.
So grab a shirt, wrap it around your fist, and punch it into people.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ba-
It's a nice cheap way out.
Basically, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Very conservative.
Man, I saw this band. They had 2 bassists, and then they took their
And then
shirt
they
and
punched
punched it into my body.
And then their vocalist did the fucking truffle shuffle.
them
It was
all
the
my
shit.
money. That's the thing.
Pat,
Truffle Shuffle.
can you at least
It's
do
weird.
truffle shuffle before the night?
No one can see it, but
Yeah,
I mean
but
they
we
can.
can-
They can
I have a phone with a camera, and I have YouTube.
There
Listen,
we go.
I was
And
just-
I could experience
Instagram.
I was just about to say that.
It's okay. We'll do it. You can do it. It's okay.
There's a stage.
I like it. I like your thinking. That'll be towards. That'll
I
be.
hope you left enough
that'll
room
be after.
for my
That'll be
shirt
after.
because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
I was just like, who the hell is talking for a second?
I
didn't
keep
look-
forgetting he's sitting over there.
Yeah,
He's
I didn't
I'm
look
a
over to my
fucking
That
ghost.
happens a
I'm
lot.
sorry.
We
When he talks,
might
everybody
have
just
God
looks
on our
around.
show. It's interesting.
God?
He's a big fan.
Is it God?
Yeah. God?
Are you mad at me for writing about Jesus being Dr. Frankenstein's monster?
I apologize for beating
That is
off
a
2 times
Rufio
today.
reference.
Oh my God.
Ruffalo?
You guys have shows coming up one more time. Where are you guys playing? And
Yes, we are. We have one show. Our next show is going to be November 7th at Penny Road Pub. That is with Purge, Ethereal Blood, and Eminent Slaughter. That'll be November 7th. That starts at 8 at Penny Road Pub.
Should be fun.
nice.
Are you guys playing the upstairs? the downs?
Well, I forgot who. I think I
what
was
are
talking
we
to. I
playing?
think I was talking to Charlie about
Charlie.
this earlier. I had no idea that it actually costs like a buttload of money just to do downstairs now. But I think that was just due to the whole security fiasco that went on like a couple of years ago.
What happened? Please do tell.
Oh Christ! I don't even really remember.
Someone got punched.
Yeah, there was some show that went on, and security
Someone got hit in the fucking
and security
face.
was being like really big dickheads, and like they just like
In the basement?
yeah, and they just like tackled and beat the living shit out of someone.
You know, every show I've been at Penny Road Pub, there's never been any security in the basement. There's like the sound guy, and that's it. Like no one even works at the bar.
I think
like you're just down there.
That's not true. The last one that we were at the
is the
sidebar, someone was there.
Yeah.
He doubles. Yeah.
Yo, your band sounds awesome, and then punches a shirt into someone's
Runs down
chest.
from the soundboard
Yo,
when
you
it gets
sound
too.
good, but you can't crowd surf. No good.
No.
Jack, get to the chopper. Put that cookie down.
Down.
All right, I guess we're now playing Austrian Death Machine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. We do apologize about the reschedule after reschedule, but we finally got you on after so long of talking about
And
it.
just so you know, we're gonna put all that blame on Greg.
Yeah, that's on Greg. All
Oh,
on
thanks,
Greg.
Greg. We appreciate
Damn it, Greg.
that. God damn it, Greg.
Oh, you're Meg now.
Meg.
Oh, God damn it.
Don't forget, you can check out on themetalexperience.com.
it.
This episode is up under episodes of 2015, and then there is a link that I will create under past guests to find our days on, as well as Hey Look What I Found's pick. Victimario will be up there as well in the Hey Look What I Found
Victimario
section.
and Luigi.
Yep, and next week, come out, join us. Fitz's Syracuse in Elmhurst. Parking is free.
Free, don't
Free, Joe.
Parking garage
Free.
in the back next to police station is perfect.
Whatever
And,
weird meter you found.
Too many fucking signs.
Come
Fucking
out
RoboCop.
and hang out with us. Meet the band.
Robocock.
Mortatorium is on next week with us.
They're
It's
cool
going
dudes.
to be fucking awesome.
They're cool dudes. I just saw them open for Omnium Gatherum and Insomnium. Holy crap!
Mortatorium.
Omnium Gatherum completely destroyed that show. That was absolutely incredible.
Did they, Pat?
Yeah, they
Everyone
did. But you don't
died.
like. But you don't like my
Everyone
European bands.
I don't like you. I like the bands. I don't fucking like you.
So you guys actually had a song of theirs that you wanted to play actually tonight.
Honestly, I have no idea what.
You
was,
have no idea?
I have no idea what was picked.
Well, we have a Mortatorium song, do we not?
Joe's like, no, I don't know who that is.
We have a Mortatorium song that we will find and play
We're about
at
to-
the end of this show.
We're about to
Joe's-
find one.
Joe's totally
We're going to
confused, like,
find one.
I will find it and I will stick it
And
in.
that's going to be the end song,
Perfect.
Mortatorium. Check them out. They're
And we
going to
need
be
to
on
do-
next week.
And Mortatorium,
And
if you're
check out our
and
days on.
Andrew Pearl, anyone from Mortatorium is listening, we need to do a show with you guys.
But we won't tell you what Mortatorium song we're going to play. It's going to be a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
But thank you again for all the guys in Our Days End for coming out and hanging out with us and
Fuck yeah.
eating all of our chips.
Dude,
Yep.
Fucking
We
asshole.
love
not
those
even
chips,
done.
man.
And to
Joe.
everybody that came out tonight, it was a blast. Good night. See you next week.
Thank you.
Keep it metal.
Got him! Got him!